Welcome everybody to another episode of the Lunch Table Podcast. We're reviewing Ahsoka Episode 4, now streaming on Disney+. So stick around with us. We're going to say plenty of spoilers. What a great episode, Dylan. We have some returning characters that I can't wait to dive in, speak about with you. Without further ado, my friend, why don't you give us your opening thoughts?
Yeah, guys, this series just continues to impress me with each episode. It's doing so much service to, the lore, the franchise. This is what I want to see for the sequels a long time ago. And yeah, a lot of great moments between characters we see with Ahsoka, with Sabine, even the villains too, like Baylan character and his apprentice too. The lightsaber fighting was actually like really on point in this episode, great. I must say.
Yep.
It's and I like the conflict that's going on in Sabine's mind too, because it's like a double-edged sword. It's like, okay, they find Ezra, but then they bring Thrawn back, so it's like the greater good, right? Like, it's like you want to save your friend, but it's like at the expense of destroying the galaxy. So I like that kind of like inner conflict.
It's a huge inner conflict. I tell you that much. They'll kill trillions just to. Well, I mean, I and how I see it, actually, how I look at it, it's not necessarily genocide or like killing a lot of people. How I see it is just who is in charge. Like that, at the end of the day, who's exactly in charge? And so that's why I kind of feel like her approach somewhat was a little bit realistic, because it's not like Admiral Thrawn is going to wipe out like a lot of people. But from history, though, from Rebels and stuff like that, she should have known better. So I guess she just has so much love and admiration for Ezra. But I really don't know how she's going to get out of this one. I don't think she has a plan. So I feel like, in a way, this is kind of like a gray character in that moment. Kind of like an anti-hero in a way. It's really interesting. I like her character a lot. I love the actress playing Sabine. And I love the lightsaber fights. I think the cinematography, the color grading was dark, but this is one of those times where it has to be, because the lightsaber was just so illuminated in the night, and you see,
oh, it's beautiful.
Like, oh my goodness, the sound and stuff. The credits is really like kind of, I kind of think about it kind of like Vikings, like the song, but the whole show has a really Japanese aesthetic, like samurai aesthetic, especially Ahsoka's costuming, the place where they're in, where it's just like the red bushes and stuff like that. It's really beautiful. Even down
to like the choreography, like when they're fighting, you ever notice like their stances, like how, and it's funny because like Baylan, he has like this kind of like medieval kind of look with his armor, and he does like these like almost like Hema style like defensive positions. And then Ahsoka, like, and it's funny because she didn't even use like two lightsabers in this episode. She only used one, but she did it in a very like kendo style. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, and also they kind of teased the fighting styles too when Sabine was practicing with Hu Yang. So yeah, all in all, I think this episode is really great. It was mostly action, which I enjoyed, but it had a great dialogue moments as well that I think were really impactful. And of course, I heard episode 5 is going to be one of the best episodes. Apparently it's playing in like multiple theaters around the country or something like that. That's how good it is. So I can't wait to see what's that. Do you just want to jump into the actual surprise at the end?
Well, first I just want to mention that Hu Yang was boxing in this episode.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This show was like Rock'em Sock'em Robots. I was like,
that
damn,
was cool. I never seen a droid like that.
Motherfucker was in Southpaw with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, I know. Real Steel. Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, that was cool. The lightsaber fights were really cool too. I like how they broke it up, and also we saw like a lot of people were theorizing like who Merrick, that Inquisitor guy, was. It's kind of let down, but it was kind of cool at the same time. I took it as like maybe Morgan kind of like resurrected him, because Night Sisters can like resurrect people back from the dead. But it was kind of disappointing. It was kind of like that other Inquisitor that Ahsoka fought was like it like deflated and shit.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I thought it was cool. I liked that it was like two different fights going on, and I liked that that fight between Ahsoka and Baylan too. Baylan's such like a badass character. I hope they like don't kill him off. I want to see more of him, actually, like why he like, because I have a theory too. I have a hot take that he might actually be planning to kill Thrawn. Oh. That maybe it was like to like finally end it, in a way. Like he takes like this dark approach to like the Jedi Order, but maybe it's like because he knows he has to do it. He has to kill Thrawn to like completely end the Empire in a way. What are your thoughts?
I actually disagree. I think that he doesn't care. I think he has a lot of similarities like Ahsoka. He's disillusioned with the order he was raised in, and he sees the way how things are. And plus, he's a traveler. His costuming looks completely different. I don't know where Shinhati is from, but they both look completely different. Obviously, they been out, they traveled everywhere, they gained different perspectives. And so what he said was in a way really kind of like this primordial view on just life and the eternal conflict. And so Ahsoka, being the rebel she is, she doesn't agree with that, and she wants to keep fighting to the very end. But he's taken kind of like this omnipresent view, and I think it's an interesting perspective before the fight. And you also see the power from both dialogues, but also the power from the fighting. It's a really complex way how they set it up. And of course, near the end, Ahsoka gets knocked out, and Sabine hands over the orb, the navigator thing. I'm really conflicted with that too. We mentioned that a little bit earlier on, but yeah, what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, so well, after that big fight between Balin and Ahsoka, I guess that's why it was called Fallen Jedi, because she fell off the cliff. No, but yeah. So then a lot of people were saying that perhaps like she died. I don't know why. That's kind of like anticlimactic in a way.
Yeah.
But then she wakes up and she ends up back in the what was it called, the World Between Worlds or something, that realm, Barbie Land, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
And then I felt like to cry, dude. I swear to God, like when I heard that voice, I was like, oh, like oh my God, it was so great.
Yeah.
Hearing Hayden Christensen's voice and him just calling her Snips. It was such a ear jerker, whatever you say.
Tear jerker.
Yeah, tear. But yeah, it was a beautiful moment. We get to see Anakin make a return, and it's funny because we came out of Kenobi not that long ago, so it's like, you know, Hayden Christensen, he's a big impact on Obi-Wan and Ahsoka's lives, of course. So just to see him back, you know, like, and this is after Return of the Jedi, so he's been redeemed now. And then just that subtle moment of them just their reunion, I thought was beautiful.
It's beautiful. I love how you skipped my question about what did you think about Sabine giving the orb, but okay, we can move on.
Well, fuck Sabine. Nobody gives a
so.
Shit.
Well, no, I think she's really important because I think she also resembles a lot from Anakin, in her way. That's why I asked that before moving on, because what she did basically was just to save like her family, and the same thing kind of Anakin thought he was doing the right thing, and she'll probably be deceived, but the only difference is she's still human. So I wonder if they're gonna say any commentary about that, like these people who have actual Force abilities, you know, maybe they can be more persuaded to join either side, and that's actually really dangerous. Maybe that'll be like a through line a little later on. But that Anakin reveal, Anakin has I believe Obi-Wan's lightsaber, which is crazy. I don't know why. You said something really interesting. Why don't you say what you said?
Well, I thought in a way it was interesting because it's like a parallel, because Obi-Wan took Anakin's lightsaber at the end of Revenge of the Sith. So in a way, it's kind of like a parallel or a foil.
Beautiful.
I wonder why he has it though. I wonder if we'll actually see Ewan McGregor. That would be crazy, just seeing both of them back like together in the Force realm. I wonder like why Luke doesn't make much of an appearance in this show too, because this is after Mandalorian season 2, and you would think like Luke would be like involved somehow, because you know it's part of the Rebels too. But I mean, I get it's Ahsoka's story. It's kind of like Rebels.
I think it's because animation. It's the Clone Wars, and then you also have Rebels. Like Luke wasn't involved. That's why. Like maybe they just want to keep it all in that family cluster. And then plus Luke's like everywhere. At this point, the problem is with the sequels. This kind of ruins the sequels in a way. It kind of maybe can set it up, like when there was those voices at the end speaking to Rey, and you know, I would like to actually see Kanan make an appearance. I think that'll be really cool. And then I could kind of tie into, you know, because Freddie Prinze Jr. was, I believe, in the last movie that came out from Star Wars, so that would have been really cool. But yeah, I mean, for sure, we're going to get a lot of like callbacks probably to, I'd say, the Clone Wars in general. I wonder how long they're going to stick with it too. I hope it's like really emotional, kind of, because I've been waiting for this for a long time just to see these two like sit down.
Like a good conversation between Anakin and Ahsoka. I don't want like a 2-second like cameo. I think if you're going to bring back Hayden Christensen, you have to go all out. You kind of have to see his perspective of like, I want to see him kind of like him in like regret, for all the things that he's done. Because we kind of saw it in Return of the Jedi. He had like a soft moment with Luke, but he never had that closure with Ahsoka, right? So I really want to see that on screen.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know how far they're gonna go with the cameos. I was disappointed a lot with Obi-Wan Kenobi series, so I hope that they don't like make a huge mistake with this in this episode. They said it's obviously to build up hype, but they said it's gonna be like one of the greatest episodes. So I don't know how far they're gonna go, and also probably we'll get to see Ezra Bridger a little later on. I wonder also if Ezra Bridger is gonna turn into. Well, there's two things they could do. Either he's going to be exactly like Michelle Pfeiffer from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, like fighting Thrawn's whatever that he gathered, or he could kind of be like Marlon Brando's character from Apocalypse Now, like he gains some type of knowledge or whatever, and he's not all that it's cut out to be. Because you're in a different galaxy, there's different rules, I guess,
Yeah, I kind of want Thrawn to have a bigger role too. I don't want him to just be like, oh, we found him and then it's done and then we defeated him, right? I want to see Lars Mikkelsen's like performance, like how he brings it as into live action, right? What's his interpretation? Bring that on screen.
Did they show live action Thrawn yet in the trailers? I forgot.
I think they did. Yeah, I remember seeing it. That's why I want to see it more out of it. You know, I want to see like just him talk, just the voice alone, man. It's like so great. Powerful, right? And I want to see why, because Thrawn to me feels like a bigger impact on the galaxy than Palpatine returning for some reason. It's like something about like Thrawn, like you think he's basically like the true heir to the Empire when you think about it, because he's such a smart tactician and he's just so menacing too.
Yeah, for sure. I hope they don't do like some cop out where he's just the same character from Rebels, though. I do like to see characters evolve. I don't want them just for the nitty gritty. Oh, I'm really bad. I'm going to mess up everybody.
Right, yeah.
I hope there's like something interesting that he's going to say or something that he's going to like drop on us. That's going to be like, oh, wow, this shit now just opened up so much in Star Wars. So that's why I hope that he found something new there. And also Ezra, I'm really interested in, because for all we know, Ezra's hanging from a tree at this point. We don't really know, like that's an interesting one.
He's hanging from the hyperring thing.
Right?
It's so sad.
Well, this video has been long enough, I guess. Do you have any final thoughts on your rating before we wrap up?
L New Republic, L Hera.
For sure.
Shit. I wonder if Jason is like force sensitive too. They kind of like hinted at it. He said he had a bad feeling, but that could have just been like, them bringing that old line back to Star Wars.
Or his stomach hurts or something.
No, but really great episode. I thought it was beautiful how it was done. The pacing, even though this was like a 34-minute episode, the pacing was really nice. I like the choreography. The character moments were really genuine, and I can't wait to see what else the rest of this show brings, man.
Very true. Rating?
Probably, 9 out of 10 for me. How about you?
I give this a 10 out of 10. I loved it. And I ditto what you just said. But why don't you take us away, my friend?
Well, guys, thank you so much. If you are a fan of this episode, let us know what you thought. If you didn't, also let us know what you thought. Leave a like, sub, comment. Anything helps the channel, of course. We're huge Star Wars nerds, so check out some of our other Star Wars reviews. We did Kenobi, Mandalorian, Andor, plenty of other content, Star Wars Revisited. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and until then, may the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you. See you guys.